Okay, let's see. Okay, we had an error on LinkedIn. Okay, all right. I think we're good everywhere else. Um, okay. I think we're live everywhere else. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right, let me make sure that we are live everywhere else. Let me see. Let's check on Facebook. Hello, everyone. If you guys can see me, say hi. I'm streaming to a million platforms at one time. And so I'm just making sure that I can see everything and everybody. I know we're supposed to be streaming to YouTube, but I'm using a different software. Well, I was here live yesterday, but I'm using a different software than I normally use. So I have to make sure that everything's working because on this new software I can't see everything. But on the other software, I could see everything. So this was kind of like, hey, from Canada, Bella. Hey. Okay, let me see. Am I streaming on my channel? I'm checking to see if I'm streaming on YouTube. I can't tell. Oh, let me just hit live. Yes. Okay. So it looks like I am streaming on YouTube. Okay. Perfect. All right. So welcome, guys. Hang on. Let me get. So there's the Instagram comments. There is the Facebook comments, and then where did TikTok go? All right, hang on, guys. I'm just trying to pull up all the streams. All right, there's Facebook. I don't want to see Facebook. I want to see TikTok. Okay. All right. So TikTok, can y'all see me okay? I think I see TikTok. We have an error over on TikTok. Hey, everyone. Welcome. Glad you guys are here with me. I can't tell with TikTok. Ooh, let me see. Can I refresh? Let me see. Okay. I see me frozen. All right. Welcome, guys. So glad you guys are here with me today. Again, this is me I'm using Ecamm, the Ecamm software to stream. Normally when I stream, I would use a software called StreamYard, but I've been trying to test different software because I'm like a creature of habit, and I'm like, just because it's what I've always done doesn't mean it's what I need to continue doing, and so I'm testing Ecamm to do this. Okay, now yesterday I was live, and we talked about the things that you're missing in your content, and today we're talking about 7-figure content systems. But we also discovered yesterday that I can do sound effects, okay? So I'm going to pull up those sound effects again because I was so proud of myself that I found the sound, but not that I found the sound effects, but the sound effects actually worked, okay? Okay? So if you can hear those sound effects, just say hey in the chat, okay? Because I'm like, I feel like when you're on live stream, it's like, not that you have to perform, but it's like it's different because when you got a video, you just post the video and the video is that. It's done, right? But when you are on live, you have to talk, engage, you have to keep people there, right? And I think that it's fun when you have different things that can happen in your stream. And so now that I am learning how to use these sound effects on Ecamm, we're going to be using them more often. I do have a feeling that Ecamm has more sound effects than I can see here. And eventually, I'm going to learn how to use all of them. And we're going to make my live streams even better. I always spend the last 10 minutes of my live playing around with all the stuff, right? I mean, yeah, why not, right? So welcome, guys. I'm really excited that you guys are here with me tonight. Tonight, we're talking about 7-figure content systems. If you're brand new to me, I'm Kenya Kelly. I'm a social media strategist. I teach people how to use social media to grow a community, generate leads and sales. I've been around the marketing streets since 2016. I was in network marketing for a long time, but I've been doing digital marketing since 2016. So it's not like I didn't show up overnight. Like this literally is, we're almost at 10 years of me doing this. Okay. So just know that anytime I'm trying to teach you or help you with something, I'm not sharing it from a place of somebody who is new. I've been doing this a long time, and I have been investing a lot of money for a long time to learn this. Okay. So I'm always going to be teaching you guys what I know. I'm never going to teach you what I think. Okay. And I'm always investing. Okay. I just invested $4,000 to work with someone to help me to do even better with my content, because my content is great for what it is, but I want to do even better. And then I want to help you do even better. So I invest and learn more. And then what I learn, I tell you. And then I also just invested $35,000 to help to be with a community for a year so they can help me even make even more in my business, because I've been able to make $3 million. I want to make 10 million, 20 million, 30 million, but I only have so much knowledge, right? Until someone's got to help me get there. So one of the things about me is that I'm not selfish. That means that I'm going to learn a thing, I'm going to teach a thing, right? And so I never really hold anything back. If you guys have been with me for a long time, then I always teach, I always share, I always give. So that's what we're kind of going to be doing here tonight, is me sharing, giving, and all the things. Okay. So if you guys love that, I want you guys to just clap in the comments, because my goal is to help you with what your goals are, as, whatever it is that you're doing. Okay. So I'm very excited to be here. If you guys have not already done so, tell me what city, state, or country you're watching from. Because obviously I'm here by myself in my office, but it feels really connected if you guys talk back to me, right? I just always feel very connected. Okay. All right. So cool thing is, I said Keith from Dallas. Oh, thank you so much, Keith. Before I get into 7-figure content systems, I have not been telling you guys about what's been happening with me in where I live. So let me kind of tell you what's been happening with me where I live, and then we'll get into 7-figure content systems. So I moved back to Houston a year ago, and when I moved back here, I realized I didn't have any friends, and I was like, how am I going to make friends? I've got to figure out a way to connect with people. So I created a separate account on TikTok, and I started to just create content around my life and whatever, right? And then my audience started to grow, and I started saying, guys, I need to figure out a way how to make friends. And somebody in Houston was telling me to host a meetup. And so I was like, okay, I'll host a meetup. So me being a digital marketer, I created a Google form. And in that Google form, I, said, put your name down, email, whatever, and then we'll do a meetup. And I was hoping to get like 50 people to sign up for this meetup. And we ended up having 100, 200, 500, 1,000, 1,200 people. Now 3,000 people have signed up for this meetup to make friends. And so I've hosted 2 events, and we've had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people come to these events. Okay. And so I'm sharing all that because for those of you guys that are in Houston, I'm actually doing an event in Houston on June 1st, and it's just to make friends. It's not business. If that interests you, you can either DM me, I'll give you the link, or there's a link in my bio. And then I'm actually doing one in Dallas next Saturday. So not this Saturday, but Saturday the 24th. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to do one. If that interests you for Dallas, you can send me a DM, or there's a link in my bio and you can sign up for that. Okay. So just want to share that because I've been forgetting to talk publicly about what I'm doing in Houston, because I've been mainly talking about it on my new account on TikTok, but because you guys are here, I'm like, Kenya, don't forget to tell them that they can come and join you for one of those Making Friends events. Okay. All right. So again, if you're in Houston or if you're in Dallas, go to the link in my bio and you guys can connect. Okay. All right. So today we're talking about 7-figure content systems. Okay. And what that looks like when it comes to a 7-figure content system is like, what kind of system can be created that's going to take you from wherever you are financially to 7 figures. Okay. Wherever you are financially to 7 figures. Okay. Now, before we say 7, who here wants to be able to make 6 figures? Just type 6 in the chat, just the number 6. Okay. Who here wants to be able to make 6 figures? Because I feel like if you want to be able to make 6, then you want to be able to make 7. But the only way to get to 7 is you have to make 6 first, right? That's like, I remember when I was selling something, right, for the first time, and I wasn't sure, like I had my book. I wrote a book back here. Let me see. My book is called Before You Quit Your Job. We're not talking about this tonight. I'm just giving you an example. But I wrote this book called Before You Quit Your Job, and I wrote it in 2009, 18 or 19 or whatever, right? And when I was writing this book, I really wanted to write it, but I didn't know if anybody would be interested in it. And so I remember finishing the book, I published it through Amazon, and I had this thing where I said, I don't know if anybody's going to buy this, but if I can get just one person to buy this book that is not a friend or family member, then I know that these people want this book. Right. And so I did all the right marketing or whatever, on social media. And I was like, okay, I did like a wait list and everything. And I said, all right, guys, the book is going live tomorrow. And I remember sitting up in my bed and I was like, before I hit send, I was kind of freaking out because I was like, I spent all this time, all this money working on this book. I don't know if anybody's really going to buy it. And I'll never forget when that first sale came through. It was like 3 all at once. It was like bam, bam, bam. And I just sat there in my bed and I was shocked and I was thankful. But then I said to myself, I sold 3, I can sell more, right? But I needed to get that feeling of the first one, right? And so I say all that because if you're trying to get to 7, right, then you got to get to 6, right? And if you can get yourself once we get you to 6, then you can believe that you can get to 7. Okay. Once you've made 6 figures, then you can believe that you'll get to 7. Okay. So for example, I'm on my weight loss journey and I've been trying to lose weight for a really long time and I've been doing all the right things. I mean, all the right things. Okay. And I kept trying to lose weight, right? And so then I started, on GLP-1, which has been a blessing. And it's been a slow process, but which is fine. And then I just saw 1 pound. And then I just saw another pound. And then I saw another pound. And then there was this pound weight that I was just like, I just could not get beyond this 1 pound weight. And I was just like, I know I can get there. And I was like, I'm not going to starve myself. I'm going to eat well, drink all the water, exercise, do all the right things. And then when I got on the scale, I saw the pound number and I was like, yes. And that told me that if I can get that pound, I can get the next pound down. Okay. So that's what we're talking about today. Hey, so hey, Kenya, hey. So that's what we're talking about today. What is going on? Okay. It's helping you get from where you are financially to where you want to be financially. Okay. All right. So let's get into it. So when we talk about creating content, it's not just about creating content online. Okay. Now I know, and we talked about this yesterday, but I'll repeat it because some of you guys were not here. We talked about this yesterday that we have a thing to sell, right? I'll give you an example. Disclaimer. I am not trying to sell y'all my book. I'm just using my book as an example. Okay. So don't feel like, oh, she's selling her book. I am not. I'm just giving you an example. Okay. So let's just say you are trying to sell a book. That means you've got something in here that you want to give to people. And selfishly, that's your goal. Nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with you wanting to sell your book. But you have to remember that you're not buying your book. Other people are, right? And so you've got to consider that book like, is this something that people want to learn? Right? So for you, I'll give you another example. So here is this NYX Butter Gloss Lip Gloss. I really, really like this lip gloss. Okay. And I did not know I like this lip gloss. NYX said to themselves, we're going to create a lip gloss and we're going to make it this color. And so they had to decide and figure out, do people want to buy this lip gloss, this color? Okay. And they had to figure that out first before they launched a lip color. And so now, because they figured it out, they launched it, I'm wearing it and I'm talking to you about this lip color. Okay. And so before you start creating your system, you've got to determine what is it that the people you're trying to sell to, what do they want? Okay. What is it that they want? Okay. And how can you provide that to them? Okay. Because when we're talking about a content system, that means at the end of that system, something is being sold. Okay. So you guys tell me in the comments, what are you selling? Okay. Let me see if I get the pull up comments here. Okay. Oh, thanks, Julia. Hey, Sam. I see people on YouTube. Okay. So you guys tell me in the comments, what are you selling? So I sell consulting. I teach people how to build an online community, generate leads and sales, how to sell online. Okay. So we have here photography, tumblers and shirts. Love that. Body care, blazers. Hey girl. Okay. Anybody else want to tell me what they're selling? Okay. All right. So okay, let's just say we're going to go with, just FYI. I told them yesterday, I'll tell y'all today. I have had a sinus infection for the last month, right? And I realized that my allergy meds is not working for whatever is blooming here in Houston, okay? And so we've been trying to figure out how to get me back on the up and up 100%. But I received a parting gift, okay? So as a result of having a sinus infection for the last month, I keep finding myself with unexpected visitors in my nose. Okay? Unexpected visitors in my nose. What does that mean? That means at any given time, I could be talking to you guys and there is an unexpected visitor in my nose. Okay? So if you see me on this live stream periodically touching my nose or doing this here and there, I'm trying to make sure that I don't have any unexpected visitors showing up in the live stream. Okay. So I have to tell y'all that because some of y'all gonna be like, why is she touching her nose? Is she on drugs? What's going on here? Okay. All right. Because I know y'all don't know me like that. And I'm like, so if I present myself to you and tell you what's going on, then you can appreciate me and all of my fidgeting things, okay? Like yesterday, I went live and I was like, oh, shoot, I had to do this while I was live. And so I had to explain to them while I had to do that. And they were all like, okay, we understand. All right? So I'm telling y'all too, because I don't want y'all being like, I think King is on drugs, okay? All right. So you guys are trying to sell what you're selling. Let's use body care, okay? So you're trying to sell, I got any body care in here? I think I had something in here from Canvas Beauty. Let me see what I got here. Hold on. I had ordered something from Canvas Beauty. We'll just go with Dove, okay? Hold on. We got a black girl. Let me find Canvas Beauty because she black. I love everybody, but this is a black girl. We're not going to use Dove, okay? I was about to say something funny. Anyway, okay. All right. So this is by Canvas Beauty, okay? I've already peeled all the stickers off, okay? So let's just say you sell body care, okay? Like Canvas Beauty sells body care. She has to determine why are people going to buy this, right? She's got to get to know her audience. Why are they going to buy it? You know, that smells like this, the way it's like this. Why are they going to do that, okay? You have to determine why are people going to buy what it is you're putting down? Not just why you think, but why do they need it, okay? I need this because I get ashy, real ashy, okay? I live in Houston, Texas, where the water is hard. I did not know the water was hard until I'm always ashy, okay? And so here we go. And then why was she going to create something that smells like this? Because oftentimes people who like body products like to smell pretty, like to smell in whatever type of ways. Why is she going to put it in this smaller container? Oh, so I don't have to carry around something really big in my purse, but I can carry around something that would fit in even something as small like this, my little lipstick bag, right? So before she created the product, thank you, Grace, and before she put it in like a little small container, she has to know what's going with us, what's going on with us, right? For example, I have this bag by Kate Spade. I get the most compliments from this bag, than I have other bags and people don't care. This bag they love, okay? So I got this bag from Kate Spade, okay? Now, this bag is pink. This bag is also pink on the inside. This bag is reversible, okay? Why would the brand Kate Spade make this bag? Because some people like to carry around pink purses. Because some people like a purse that's reversible. Why would they make this bag with this thing in it? So I can put my business cards in it, okay? So first things first, you got to identify what's going on with your audience, okay? What do they think? What do they need, okay? And so once you know what that is, you have your product, right? Which is solving a problem. But you can't just know that you solved their problem. You got to list it out. Okay, so you've got to list out this whole long list of things that your people are struggling with, and then we create a content system to connect with people in those struggles. Okay, for example, I know that the people that watch me and listen to me and let me coach them are struggling with getting views on their content. Okay, coming up with content ideas. They struggle with creating the content. They struggle with editing the content. They struggle with what to say in the videos. They struggle with selling and getting views, leads, and sales to their business. How do I know that? Because I ask, right? I'm always saying, when it comes to creating content online or content on TikTok, what are you struggling with? The algorithm hates me. I'm not getting any views. I'm stuck in the 200 view jail. So on and so on and so on, right? How many of you here say you're stuck in the 200 view jail? Or you're not making sales? Or you're not growing? Or people aren't watching your content? If that's you, just type me, okay? And then if you guys are watching this on TikTok, please do me a favor. I'm in a program with TikTok, and they really love it when we are, hold on, let me see. Let me watch my own stream. They really love it when when people are on the live stream and they not only share it, but they also tap the screen and give likes. Okay, so it's a really big key indicator that people love my TikTok stream is if you are commenting and then if you're tapping your screen and giving likes. Huge ordeal for TikTok. Huge. Okay, let's keep going. So you have to list out all the different things that your audience needs. I wish I had a dry erase board here. Let me see. Is there a dry erase board here? Let me see. Nope. Yeah, I wish I could show y'all a dry erase board. It's not gonna let me. I like to do a lot of webinars, and when I do webinars, I have like dry erase boards and I like write things out or whatever. But I wish I could. You can't see it on my screen. But okay, so first things first, you've got to know what your audience is struggling with, okay? Then you've got to list out all the different things that they're struggling with. And then once you know all that, then you've got to list out how does your product solve their need, right? So the person that has tumblers, right? Well, first of all, somebody may say, well, I have a tumbler, but it's not pretty. Or I have a tumbler, but it's not personalized. Or I have a tumbler, but it won't fit in my car holder, right? Or I have a tumbler and my daughter always takes it. My husband always takes it. I need an extra one, right? Or I need a tumbler where I can have one at work, one in my car, and one at home, right? Or I need something that has a longer straw, or whatever the reasons are, right? Or I have an event and I want to have a bunch of personalized tumblers for X, Y, and Z, right? So you've got to know what all those needs are, right? Or those desires are. And then you start to create a plan for creating content, creating a system, right? So from there, what you have to do is you have to ask yourself, okay, if I'm going to be creating content to my audience, where am I creating my content? Okay. So obviously there's a lot of social media platforms. Okay. There's Facebook, there's LinkedIn, there's TikTok, there's Twitter, there's YouTube, there's Instagram, there's a lot of different platforms, right? But you have to decide like, okay, in my content system, where am I going to be delivering my content? Like you have to be so clear on what that is for you. Because if you're not clear, you'll try to be here and here and here. You'll try to be everywhere versus being focused so that you can run your business and then develop a content system that will help you go from wherever you are to 6 and 7 figures. Okay? Does that make sense? Does that make sense, everybody? If that makes sense, just say makes sense in the chat. Okay? Hope that makes sense. Okay? So then, man, I wish I had a dry erase board. I so wish I could show dry erase board to you guys here. Okay? But I can't. You know what I should get? I should get one of those little dry erase boards I can hold and I can draw things and show y'all here, but it's fine. Okay. So, let me see. Let me try this. Hold on. I got some paper. This might work. I'm such a visual person. Let me see. I got markers. All right. Okay. This might work. I'm so visual. Anytime when people are in my class, they're always like, I'm so glad you use that darn dry erase board because then they can see it. Okay. All right. So when I look at what you're trying to do, I always put your goals down here, right? because this is the end. This is where we're trying to get to, right? You're trying to get people to buy stuff, okay? But there's so many steps in between all that, okay? So you got up here, you got the audience. Oh my God. I never do this. Okay? So you got the audience, and you're trying to get your audience from here down here, right? And some of the things that you may not understand is that you've got to identify their problem, okay? So let's write in here, what is their problem? You know you got the offer, right? So then in here is how are you going to communicate that you actually have a solution, okay? So your audience is here. You got to connect with them here, which is then going to get them to buy down here. Okay? This is what has to happen when you're developing your content system and you're trying to sell something. And most people don't just go from here to here. Just because you want them to, they don't typically do that. That's not what typically happens. People only go from up here to down here because you have done a good job in here. Okay? Does that make sense? Everybody make sense? Just say yes. Just say yes. If it makes sense, say yes. Thanks so much for following, okay? So how do we get people to go from here to here, okay? Well, when you're creating content, you got to be creating content in a way where people say, all they keep doing is this, okay? You want people to just be doing, every time they're watching you, you just want them to be doing this, okay? So what does that mean, right? Think about what's the last time you purchased something and you said this. For example, right before I hit live, I was scrolling on TikTok and I saw one of my favorite influencers, Michaela Nogueira. I love Michaela. Whether you like her or not, I love her. And she was talking about e.l.f.'s new vitamin C serum. And she was just like, e.l.f., y'all just duped the most high-end vitamin C serum, so on, so on, and so on. Now, I was watching that video. Now, I have not purchased anything because of Michaela ever. I just like watching her. But I have been in the market looking for a good vitamin C serum, right? Now, I've used one in the past, very expensive, right? And I've said to myself, okay, I want to try out different things, right? And one of the things I've been considering is a vitamin C serum. And when she said that, guess what I did? Like, let me see if I can show y'all. Let me see. I will show you my proof. Okay. I'm going to show you real quick. Let me see. Are we doing screen share? I'll say current screen. Okay. Can y'all see that? Let me see. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. You can. Okay, look. That's my current screen. That's e.l.f. Okay? I literally was on e.l.f. looking for the vitamin C serum she was talking about. Okay? Now, what does that mean? What that means is that within her content, e.l.f. has a goal, right? To sell the serum, right? And so she's creating content talking to me, talking to us, right? Because I'm looking for a vitamin C serum. I want to try out some different things. I don't want to spend a lot of money, right? That's me. She's saying, hey, here's this product. It's a good vitamin C serum. It has all the same ingredients as this brand over here, which is really expensive. You should buy it. Guess what happened? Her content highlighted a problem that I'm having looking for the thing. She's saying this is the solution. And within seconds, she was able to take me from here to here. But why was she able to do that? Because I watch her, I consume her content, and when she's talking about makeup and skincare, whatever, I'm getting the buy-in. I'm buying into what she's talking about. So then all of a sudden, when she mentioned the thing that I'm really interested in, I'm going to buy that like when I hang up on this call. Why? Because she's created content consistently over time. Once she highlighted my problem, and here's the solution to my problem, I was able to purchase I'm going to purchase the item. Okay. So what does that mean for you and a 7-figure content system? Well, first things first, before you start creating the content, you got to know the audience. Once you know the audience, now you make this long list of ways that you could talk to them, like just the ideas, just the content idea, the topics, okay? And so, because most people will say, I don't really know what to talk about. Hey, Keisha, I don't really know what to talk about. And I understand that you don't know what to talk about, but if you focus on this person and what they're struggling with and how your product solves whatever their problem is, that's going to give you ideas for days. Okay. So that's the first thing. You got to have the ideas in terms of the topics. Okay. Now what you have to do is you have to go, okay, how do I want to create content that highlights those problems, right? And for the most of us right now, we are utilizing a short video to do it, okay? We're using TikTok, Instagram Reels, Shorts, in some way, form, or fashion. I do it all, right? And so because of that, I get to go, okay, if I have this person I'm trying to focus, trying to help, and I'm trying to sell them this thing, how am I going to create content to reach that person, right? So then you have to identify what are your content types, right? Yes, but you have to figure out your target audience for sure. Okay, so then you have to go, okay, what type of content do I want to create? Do I want to do all talking head videos? Do I want to do skits? Do I want to do voiceover? Do I want to do B-roll? What type of content do I want to do to reach my audience, right? So I know someone who never does any skits. She does talking head videos and then pointing videos. That's it. And she makes $1 million in her business every single year. But she identified what her audience was struggling with, right? All the ways she's going to create content, right? And then her method, which is her content ideas, and then her method, which is talking head videos and pointing videos. And she said, I'm going to nail that down, right? And so she decided on that. Then what you have to do is that how am I going to actually make the sale? Okay, how am I going to make the sale? Because it's important to understand from a business standpoint that you want to be able to make money even when you're not doing anything, right? For example, I woke up this morning, I checked my email, I made more money last night while I was sleeping, right? How? Because we had to create a system. Right? So you have to create a way for people to purchase from you even when you're not doing anything. And then your marketing is still marketing even when you're not marketing anymore. Right? So that's one reason why I love TikTok so much. So right now I've got this video. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go to my account on TikTok on my phone. I got this video on TikTok that I posted. Man, let me see how long ago it was. It's all of my content is booming. Wow. I don't mean to say that arrogantly. I'll explain in just a second. Where's that video? Okay. First of all, this video is popping off again. So this video I posted on August 19th. No, hold on. Yeah. August 19th, 2024. Almost a year ago. The video has 450,000 views and it is back. It is back on the For You page. It's back on the For You page and people are commenting like crazy. But that's not the video I was looking for. There's a video here that, where is it? I've been seeing it like all day. Like, oh, there it is. Okay. So this video, this one gonna blow y'all away. This video I posted on December 14th, 2020. December 14th, 2020. This video is now resurfaced on TikTok again. Here it is here. December 14th, 2020. Let me show you so you know I ain't lying. Okay. So if you look at, here's my activity, right? If I go to my notifications, okay, let me see. Zoom in. Come on, zoom in. Okay, look. This lady commented and reposted this video 2 hours ago, right? Now, what does that mean? That means that content that is teaching the thing that I'm teaching and selling the thing that I'm selling is helping me sell my products even when I'm not selling. That's why I like TikTok so much, because our content continues to get reshared, right? So my job is to make sure that I have my content, but I have the system that when the content is doing what it's doing, that it's going to make me money. Does that make sense? If y'all have questions while I'm talking, please just drop the comments, the questions in the comment section. Okay. I can see comments from Instagram, from YouTube and Facebook, and then TikTok. Let me see. Is that everybody? Yeah, I can see. Okay. I can see everybody. Okay. Oh, there's Mel. Hey girl. I ain't seen you in a minute. Mel knows. What's up, girl? Okay. So again, if your desire is to take people from here as a customer, right? And you're trying to get them down here, there's the in-between, right? And so your content is what's going to cause them to get here the fastest. I'm about to buy that vitamin C serum and I just saw it 20 minutes ago. Why? Because her content, the way she's presenting on a regular basis, when she started talking about the product that's going to solve my problem, it was an easy job for me to purchase that. It was so easy for me to purchase that. Okay? All right? Does that make sense? Okay. So let's talk. Let's answer questions about that. All right. Lord knows something needs to start popping. I get it, Kat. I get it. Okay. But the thing is that the money does not just happen just because we want it to. We have to make it happen. Right. So you can't just create content and say, I'm just going to create content. Right. You create content with the intention of talking directly to who your audience is, what exactly that they're saying, and you're sharing how your solution solves their problem. Okay. Let me give you guys an example. Oh, thank you. I do have a lot of energy. I'll give you an example. So many of you all are finding yourself saying, I'm struggling with how to create content on TikTok, how to get views on TikTok, and how to sell my products and services on TikTok, right? I get it. Okay. So because I understand that, my job is to create content that can help you, but also lead you to my solution that can help you even further, right? For example, you guys see this link on the screen? I'm doing a 3-day TikTok challenge where I'm going to be teaching you for 3 days how to create amazing content on TikTok that helps you get more views, more leads, and more sales, right? But guess what? You don't just want to join some challenge just because I'm hosting a challenge. You want to make sure that this challenge or your investment of $7 is going to help you with your goal, right? So then I want to share with you some success stories, right? So I had one of my students, Mercedes, who had made $20,000 for the year for her business. She understood that she wanted to make more money as a mystery shopper, so she decided to join my 3-day challenge, right? During the challenge, I told her and the group, hey, utilize skits. I want you to think about who your audience is, how they perceive you, and what it is that you can say in your content that can help them see what you're trying to say in a way that they can receive and that will also make them want to buy. So she is a mystery shopper and she teaches people how to be mystery shoppers. At the time, there was a sound out that was talking about super spy, because I'm an international super spy, right? So she learned in the challenge how to use a skit. She was at Target. She got out of the line at Target and said, I'm going to film me spying in Target really quickly. She did the spy thing. She wrote some text on screen about being a mystery shopper, and she posted it and put her phone down. Okay? Cat hair. Okay? The video went viral. She made $20,000 in 7 days. $20,000 in 7 days. Why? Because she needed to understand how to actually create the video, the skit, what to say with the text on screen to get her audience's attention, what she needed to be doing visually in the video. She did that. She posted it. Bam. She just did this again recently, and she made $20,000 in 24 hours. She learned how to do the exact same thing, okay, in a gas station, and she made $20,000 in 24 hours. I had another client of mine who teaches people how to build online businesses, and I said, hey, you know your audience is dealing with this, this, and this. Choose one of those things. Talk about it in a very strategic, creative way that piques their interest and that makes them want to work with you. She did just that. The video went crazy viral, and she made $100,000 from one video. $100,000 from one video. Okay? Why is that? It's because of this, right? You have the goal, right? But you got to create content that connects to your audience and shows them that you have the solution, and then this is inevitable. You don't have to convince people to buy your thing, because when you're doing the content right, all they want to do is buy your thing. Like Elf, all I want to do is buy that vitamin C serum. Okay? Is this making sense? Thank you guys so much for sharing. Okay? So the hardest part for most people, they think that it's this, but it's this. Okay? And so this is what I want to teach you, right? In our 3-day challenge. Okay? Because I'm teaching you some of this tonight for sure, but you got probably like way more questions than I can answer in a in a 20-minute live stream. Okay? But the number one thing is you got to go, how do I connect directly with what my audience is thinking and feeling? This is why you have to know your audience more than you know your product. No. Know your product, but you got to know your audience just as much as you know the product, because you're trying to get them to want to buy this. And they don't buy this because you want them to. They buy this because it's solving a problem. It's a solution to their problem, not yours. Okay? Your problem is you're trying to sell them, but you've got to make them see themselves and that your product it solves the problem. Is that making sense? Okay. All right. Let's open up for questions. Okay? Let me answer any questions. All right. Now, I encourage all you guys to join us for our challenge. Okay. The challenge is $7. It's 3 days. I teach every single night for 3 days. Very similar to some of the same things I was teaching Mercedes when she made $20,000 in 7 days is what I'm going to be teaching in that challenge. It's a lot more intimate. It's not all these people on live stream. It's a lot more intimate. Okay. All right. And it's a curated space where then I give you homework each night. So I teach you something. I teach you how to do it. And I say, okay, film that, post that. Same thing Mercedes did. We gave her the homework. She filmed it. She posted $20,000 a week later. Okay. Same thing. Okay. Kat said, is this like our vertical? No. So she was in my coaching program. This is like, it's 3 days. It's 3 days of strategic, do this, 3 straight days. So it's very, very, it's not, okay. It's not fast in the sense that you can't keep up. It's structured, and it's like day 1, we're focusing on this. Do homework, right? Create, post. Day 2, I'm going to teach you this. Create video, homework, post, right? Day 3, and that's it. So it's just 3 days for $7. What time does it start? So it's on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. CST. So 4 p.m. CST, 5 p.m. EST. And you get the recording, okay? So if you miss it, you get the recording. $7, 3 hours total, and you get the recording. Okay? It's not like our private group. No. So it only lasts for 3 days. Yeah, Kat. And this is 100% TikTok. Okay. So you were in Vertical Video Mastery. We talked about vertical video. This is 100% TikTok. More questions. I already know that you guys are like, I've got this thing. I'm trying to sell it. I'm creating these videos, but it's not working. And it's not because you're not doing the right thing. Okay. It's because you're just needing to make some tweaks. Okay. So, yes. So here's the deal. If you guys want to join the challenge, 2 things. Okay. 1, if you're watching this on Facebook or you're watching this on Instagram, we have a chat bot that only works on Facebook or Instagram. Okay. If you type the word challenge, our chat bot will send you a DM. Okay. Only Facebook and Instagram. If you're watching this on YouTube or you're watching this on TikTok, you either have to go to the link on the screen. It's in my bio, or if you're on TikTok, you can do this thing here. Let me show you. So TikTok has this new feature. Let me see. Hold on. Whoops. It's a new feature. It's called Service Plus. Okay. I'm going to show it to y'all. All right. So if you're here on TikTok, if you go to this button here, all the way down at the bottom of the screen, there's like a little orange button that says Service Plus. If you click on that button there, Service Plus. Oh, hold on. What'd I do? Okay. Then this is going to pop up, this screen, and you can send me a message. If you send me a message, I'll send you the link in there. Okay. So if you're on TikTok, you can either go to the link on the screen, link in my bio, or you can go to the little orange thing here at the bottom of the screen, tap on that, and it's going to let you send me a DM. Oh man. You can send me a DM. Okay. But it's definitely easy if you go to the link in my bio. Okay. I already know what you guys are experiencing. I already know. I coach you guys all the time. I love coaching y'all, right? Because I'm like, I was the same person 5 years ago. I didn't know what I was doing, right? And now I'm going to teach you guys how I'm doing what I'm doing. But let's answer more questions. What other questions you guys have about content creation, 7-figure systems? What questions do you guys have? I got like maybe 5 more minutes. Your girl got to go to the gym, okay? I'm losing weight, but I got to keep this body toned, honey. So I got to go to the gym. All right. I gotta have dinner, go to the gym, and then go to sleep. Is any in here watching the Diddy trial? Oh man, it's been a sad day watching Cassie. Well, listen to Cassie. Well, reading the things about Cassie. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you. You knew you were going to the gym. Yeah, I'm going to that gym, honey. I done dropped 16 pounds. I'm like, oh, we got to keep that thing tight. And the only way to do that is the gym. Okay. Any questions about the challenge? Any questions about, very sad, about content systems, TikTok, anything? Listen, I used to be live every single day, and then I got away from it because I just got busy and just dealing with health stuff, but I'm back. I love live stream. Okay. And I'm glad I can stream here, but I got to figure out all the sound effects. Okay. Remember I showed y'all earlier that I got sound effects. Let me find them again. Oh, sorry. I thought it did work. Yeah, so I got the sound effects. Okay. Any questions? I don't see any questions. Okay. All right. Who here is going to join the 3-day challenge? I hope you guys do. It's going to be great. 3 straight days. Me coaching you every single night for an hour. Any questions going once? I don't see any questions. You guys are like not having any questions. That doesn't happen to me very often. Any questions going twice? Sold. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any questions. I'm going to go and have my dinner, and I'm going to go ahead and then go to the gym right after that. I'll have a salad and then go to the gym. All right. And so perfect. You signed up already. Yay. I'm excited. So welcome to the 3-day challenge. I'm excited to have you. Okay, guys. Well, if you guys are not following me yet here on the platform, be sure to follow. Oh, I've been live for like 45 minutes. Wow. That's a long time. Yes. If you join the challenge, you get the replays. Okay. So if you join the challenge, you get the recordings for the replays. Okay. All right, guys. So again, if you're watching on Facebook or on Instagram, type challenge and our chat bot will send you a DM. But if you're watching on YouTube or you're watching on TikTok, you have to either go to the link on the screen or go to the link in my bio or send me a quick DM. Okay. And I will send you a link. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I love y'all. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'll see you guys on the next one. Okay. All right, guys. Bye.